Hello, everybody. This is Artemis. This is part 2 of Ozark Season 4 predictions, um, theories, questions, and so on and so forth. So, bear with me. I'm trying a new setup with my computer. As if I have an independent mic, so let me know down in the comments if I sound better than using my cell phone and all that. It seems to be a better quality and stuff, but my house is kind of loud, so I do it on my phone in the bedroom and stuff. So and all that, and because of the situation we're in and all that, So okay, so the first question is what does the cartel war mean for the birds? I'm not really too sure if that will spill over into what they are doing stateside and stuff, and with the intervention of the FBI against the countering cartel and stuff like that. I'm assuming that maybe things will kind of smooth out. I guess maybe per se, but I don't know. It's kind of an uncertainty, to be honest, and all that. As we do know, at the end of season 3 brought the relationship with Helen and solidifying the relationship of trust with the head of the cartel, with Wendy and Marty. At first I thought that Wendy, the wife of Marty Bird, was getting way too close to the point of perhaps a romantic relationship in a way of it being business rather than sexual. Do you think that Helen outlived her usefulness? I'm not sure. I say that in part because she was maneuvering with that politically influential person in the Ozarks and within the state. So, and I'm wondering if Almar found out about that. And in a lot of ways, Helen was kind of maneuvering too with regards to, I don't know, seems to be, in many ways, I want to say almost trying to take over the cartel, I guess, in a way, I don't know. I don't know what to think about that, I thought maybe there might be something there, but I'm not too sure, though. And then, I'm wondering if Almar, the head of the Navarro cartel, was finding out that she was trying to somehow outmaneuver him. I don't know. Now, I think bringing the birds into a closer fold, with the cartel, we can assume that maybe they might be a target, like I said in the beginning of this question, but I'm not too sure about that. And I say that in part because, with the rivaling cartel and stuff like that, it could potentially do something like that, but I'm not too sure, though. I think the bringing in the birds closer, I think it allows Almar, the head of the Navarro cartel, to kind of normalize his operations, seeing a future outside of the business that he's in, and stuff like that. I mean, what do you do with so much money? You know what I'm saying? Eventually, there's got to be an end game, right? Eventually, it can't go on forever. Cartels come and go, and that's just a common theme, So, yeah. Tell me what you think about that. It'd be interesting to hear your thoughts on that. Another situation too. Y'all remember? I think it was with the end of season 2, beginning of season 3. Is Rachel back? The one that owned the Blue Cat. Marty sent her to rehab and is paying her for the purchase of the Blue Cat. She has become an issue for the birds with them having. Could she come back and see the influence of the empire they have grown? Could she become a good ally or an enemy to the birds? What do you think? I think that she seems like a survivor, in a lot of ways, and I think that in many ways she would, I think, stick to the birds and stuff, kind of latching, linking herself to them and stuff like that. She sees better prosperity. All that. Granted, the blue cat's not hers anymore, but I'm sure that there are other ways, or they might just simply write out that character and we might never see her again. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's okay. I think that her arc ended rather well, to be honest. I don't think that she has anything really to offer or to get into the mix and kind of do anything along those lines. You know what I'm saying? And all that. And I'm sure that Marty is paying her very well for the blue cat. And she could come back for summer to run it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But like I said, maybe they just have written out that character completely. You know what I'm saying? So number 3. Do you all think that Frank Jr. is still alive? There was an indication in season 3 that he was. I was not all keen on this character, Frank. He seemed like a convenient, spoiled kid that could do whatever he wanted because of who his daddy was. You know? His character seemed rather cheesy, to be honest, and all that. I don't know. I think that it's just an interesting character, and all that. I'm not too sure that he is alive. They didn't really imply it. You know what I'm saying? And so at the end of season 3, so I don't know. It's a question. I thought that Ruth and Frank Jr. were going to kind of get it on in season 1 and stuff, but instead she fell in love with Ben instead. I thought that Frank Jr. would have been a better match only because of the fact that his dad's a mob boss, and stuff, and that really made way more sense than Ben, the mental health issue. I mean, I know that it created more issues and stuff like that for Ruth, but I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section and stuff. I'd like to hear what you think. Number 4. Do you all think that Marty and Wendy heading to war with each other? I've been wondering this as well. Wendy is rather resourceful. She also seeks power, and much of it being political soft power. I very much enjoy her character, and as a political scientist myself, I can appreciate her motivations and how she maneuvers that in the world she knows. Marty is far more careful about knowing who and what his position is within the scheme while attempting to ensure the safety of the family. Wendy is very much a powerhouse, and I think it's kind of very dismissed in a lot of ways. I mean, it's also a stumbling block for her, to the point of being, she's a much better character in terms of who and what she is. I think many dismiss it. We saw her side in which she had her brother killed, but it was a necessary situation. That is why I'm thinking that way. I said what I did in the way that she is able to go down that road, and what she does, even killing her own brother to show her loyalty to Omar. I mean, that's a powerful message right there. You kill your own brother, your own flesh and blood, and she seems so emotionally broken because of it. But she also realizes it's a necessary evil to keep this balance. And I think that, depending on situations of people and all that within their real life and stuff, I think that happens. That can happen a lot, and stuff. I don't know. Of course, none of us have ever been in this situation, but I've got to say that she's very dynamically written really well and stuff, and I like to actually see her play more of a part in putting one foot into the political realm a little bit and using some of that soft power and stuff, because it in a lot of ways it could actually help them to getting away from the cartel. But also they got to watch it, how much money and stuff, because we all know politics is all about money. Money and power. Even if it's soft power, you know? And what I mean by soft power, if you don't know already, is that it's more of kind of under the radar money, so on and so forth. You're staying behind the scenes while kind of pulling the cords a little bit, you know? So let me know what you think about that. I think that whole dynamic and stuff. I do think that Marty and Wendy could potentially be coming to war with each other, but also too that they are a necessary couple, power couple that understands who and what they are and stuff like that. I'm not sure if they really have a marriage at this point, as much as it's really a partnership. You know what I'm saying? Or a convenient partnership. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, let me know down in the comments section what do you think about that. I'd really like to know your thoughts and stuff. I really enjoy other people's opinions on certain things, you know. It took me a while to write out some of this stuff, you know, and kind of go through. It was kind of lengthy and stuff, so I'm hoping you enjoy this. So, number 5, will Ruth turn against the birds? This is a really unknown factor. She's basically dismissed as this hillbilly woman. That is what I just get out of what she is, and you know, I think she wants to kind of raise her situation out of what she is. She wants more. Like in season 1, she was looking at purchasing. I don't know if it was a house or a pre-manufactured home or a module or something like that. I'm not too sure, but it was on the water. I do know that, and so I'm kind of mixed on that. It really kind of shows her and humanizes her in a lot of ways, and stuff. I can't imagine, the character that she's portraying and stuff is a hillbilly woman that lives basically on the lake, is relatively poor, getting by with scraps of what she can, and she wants something more. She wants something, normal, whatever that might be, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure that is still something that Ruth is really looking at. But she's been pretty screwed over by the birds, from Frank Jr. to now Ben's death and so on, She's kind of like the gopher for the birds, But she's very useful. She's very resourceful. She don't put up with any shit and stuff, But I understand why they've done that to I understand how, she understands and she needs to keep a balance herself in with the smooth operation they're working, and so on. I've got to say she's a very flawed and very broken character. From Wendy to Ruth, they are both probably some of the strongest women, written and acting is very well. The thing is, Ruth understands and works very well with the birds, more so with Marty than that of Wendy. So, in many ways, it's kind of questionable in regards to, where her loyalty will be. And I think we'll see that in season 4. And I'm not sure that Ruth will turn against the birds, because that kind of implicates herself too as well, in her knowledge and what she's done and what she's experienced and so on and so forth, So I'm wondering what how that will end up. So again, let me know down in the comment section what do you think about that. Number 6, how long what do you think about how long you think this show can go on for? I answered this. This is a good question. I don't know. We're so far 3 seasons in. They've been able to keep things fresh and moving forward. To even getting rid of characters, to introducing new characters, twists and turns. The acting is superb. Very grounded. Very grounded in realism of issues of today. This is something that Star Trek used to do. Even a parody of Star Trek in the TV show The Orville, created by Seth MacFarlane, and was on the Fox network for the first, I think, 3 seasons. I think now it's moving over to the Hulu, and stuff. I think it should be starting soon and stuff, and I really, really can't wait to see it. It's got a really good mix and some very grounded realism of issues of today. I think that is why this show is so appealing. It's not creating something that is artificial, unrealistic. It takes risks in a lot of areas. But how long can the birds keep this going, and the production, the directing, so on, the writing, and all that. I've wondered if there's like an exit plan for the family. Will their power be so big that they could take over the cartel or leave the cartel behind and move forward? Could they work with the U.S. government and take down Omar Navarro cartel? Could the U.S. government work to ensure the flow of drugs keep coming? So many questions. But all we can do is really speculate too. I mean, even we go back to like question 4 about Wendy and her soft power political games and motivations and maneuvers she's been making and stuff. And I wonder if that could play some type of role in the end game too as well, and all that. The setting is really, really good in this show. It's a small town per se, but the birds have been able to kind of maneuver into that spot very well. So, but I'm going to wrap this up. My ending opinion, I think that Netflix has some of the best TV on at the moment in streaming. I'm not dismissing other shows on other networks, but being on the streaming network, I really enjoy many of the shows on Netflix. And we're going to do an episode in which we go over some of the shows that people might not be aware of and that are available on Netflix and stuff like that, because Netflix doesn't have a really good track record in advertising and stuff like that, marketing and all that. I stumble upon stuff actually looking through Netflix or online or on Facebook, Twitter, whatever you might say it might be. But also too, I must say one thing about Netflix, it has also not done what many networks in the past have. They don't drag out shows past their lifespan. But who knows? I'm thinking it is doing so far so good and all that. I mean, where do you really end it? You know what I'm saying? If the numbers are up, the show is well received and stuff like that. I know that it didn't before this situation happened, but it seems to have picked up steam. And I really like seeing that, because I've got to say, Netflix has got some of the really good shows on, and Ozark is one of those gems. So I'm going to close this out. I want to thank you for listening. My season 4 prediction video is over 120, 130. According to analytics, I'm over 800 impressions on it and stuff like that. I didn't expect this. Thank you all for listening. You guys are awesome. Also, too, I know that YouTube is demonetizing a lot of YouTubers and stuff like that. Please support them and stuff. I started my podcast because of a gentleman that I listen to a lot. His name and his channel is Nerdrotic, and I'm not trying to get any traction from that or anything. But he seems to, I really enjoy his and stuff like that. He's a recovering alcoholic and drug user and stuff. I was as well too, drug user, and I've been clean for 20 years and stuff, and I have mental illness due to my overseas work that I've shared with many of you and stuff. But I don't want to drag this out any longer, but I really appreciate you listening. Please like, subscribe, comment below. Again, take care, everybody. We'll get through this situation. Live long and prosper. And you take care, everybody.